Hello, ladies and gentlemen. The Morning Gardening Show is here, is on. It is now almost 6 o'clock. Came in a little early this morning. I mean, just a couple seconds ago because I said, why not start the show a little early today and get it done? And hopefully it's a good show. Hopefully that people tune in and don't be shy and say something like good morning when you come in the room. It's nice to say hello. Um, I think I'm on schedule, folks. I had a lot of fun thinking about gardening before the weather started changing up. But now the weather is changing up. I am by far the most excited person on the planet. Can't you tell? I mean, you can see it. And I'm also thinking about, everything's looking good now in the garden. Everything's looking good. It looks like it's on schedule. I timed everything out. I planned everything, and it's looking real good. So right now, I am one happy gardener. Um, I went into my little orchard, and I'm thinking about. I think I lost a lot of my grapevines when I keep talking about it because I had those vines for like some of them like 4 years, and they did not make it when the vines covered over them and held the sun from them for months, and they killed them. And so that was when I hurt my knee. It was simple. Getting out of a car. Who would have ever thought getting out of a car, stepping on the curb incorrectly, you could hurt your knee that severe? But it was 6 months I was out. Um, so I had to stay with my garden. It completely grew over. Um, and so now I got all my equipment I'm getting together now. I need to get some tires for my garden tractor. Lord knows they are not inexpensive. Let's just say that. Um, so I got that coming. The weed trimmer is a professional grade weed trimmer. I'm excited and ready to go use that in some areas of my yard. Now the technique that I came up with is a video out. I put that's been put up some weeks ago. Shows you how to deal with vines, and I'm gonna tell you something. I am giving those vines a run for their money this year. But I look around, I see vines that I missed, but all the vines that I use this treatment on, they definitely died. Um, they are not showing signs of good health. Let's put it that way. Um, I got a tree that's next door to my neighbors. I got to kill. He gave me permission that I could kill it because it's just going to turn into some big tree that's going to be nasty smelling. It's going to block the sun from my fruit trees, and so he's like, "Yeah, go ahead and kill it." Um, so what we got here is, let's see, how do you cure the black spot on grapes? That's a good question. I know they have a number of different treatments that you can purchase at any one of those box stores, but my understanding is that you got to get to them before the year starts in and they start getting out of control. Those diseases before they start rolling. Let's say hello. How you doing there? What's that? Newell. Oh, hello. How you doing? Good afternoon. Yes, I am the morning gardener, and I'm here to just hang out with you guys, and we're all family, and try to share some information so we can have a successful gardening year. My garden this year is on point, is on target, like a laser. Um, and one of the things you can do to help that take place is just keep going out there checking on stuff. Don't make, oh, wait a minute. I hate dust on my camera. Um, but keep going out there and checking on your garden. You'd be amazed if you just use your instinct and go look at things in your garden and really take a good look at things. And when it don't feel right to you, don't look right to you, then investigate. And you got that big giant internet that'll help you do some amazing things. Um, it'll help you do some amazing things. I have Swiss chard tomatoes growing. Good for you. Great for you. I'm excited for you. Um, let's see. Now, let me tell you something about your Swiss chard. I got some Swiss chard growing as well. It's in a pot that fell over last year, laid on the ground all winter in snow, in cold, and everything. Nobody fed it. Nobody even cared about it. Um, and then I looked at it. I said, it had plants on it that big, and I said, let me see what would happen if I go and get some of this granulated, uh, you know, granulated fertilizer, which happened to be a natural fertilizer. And I put some of that in there, and I said, okay. And then I mixed up a fertilizer that was liquid, and I put that on it, and it started shooting up. Started shooting up immediately. You could see a difference. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It laid there. I put it back in the pot. Did I put it? I think I put some. I don't know if I put cow manure around that plant, but my other potted plants, I put cow manure inside there. Just so when it rains, it washes it down through the soil, and it helps with the fertilization. Um, and another thing I like doing with my garden is when I have fertilizer. I bought about 1,000 pounds of fertilizer this year. Cost me a little bit, but I wanted it. I wanted it, so I didn't mind. Um, but when you leave them outside, and if you're lucky, the bags will get full of worms. Garden worms, they'll get full of worms. And I have two black cow bags out there. I had three, but I used it. But if you use them, the worms will get in the bags, and they don't do nothing when they get in there but improve it. That's all they do is just improve it. And there's a spot on my face, and you're the blame. Yep. I'm drinking a little bit of tea here I made from lemon and brown sugar. And this tea is unique because I've never tried it with, I took the lemon, I cut it up and dropped it in some water and left it alone and let it cook. And then I poured it in there. So I'm eating whatever came from the peelings as well as the actual pulp in the lemon itself. Gotta tell you, it's got quite a feel to it. Makes you feel good. Got like slightly a weird taste to it, but not too bad. Hello. How you? Oh, whoa, we got Mr. Price in the room. I'm sorry about that, Mr. Price. I don't know how long you've been there, but good to see you in the room. Also, we got Miss Miller in the room. Beautiful to see you as well. I'm talking about my garden, and I'm gonna tell you something. I'm excited. Everything's working out just fine. I've been looking at some videos as well. I'm talking about was one called, I think it's called Pimp My California Garden. Pimp My California Garden, and started looking through the videos just to get ideas on what you could do to kind of make your yard into a nice, comfortable area for you to also enjoy your fruit trees and also other plants. So I'm thinking about that, and I said, wow, they were making chairs and things out of logs and repurposed wood, and they were setting it up where so you could come in the yard and have a beautiful time just sitting out in your yard and watching your trees. Now this year, I'm excited about a couple things going on in it. So what's it? Always good to listen to you talk about gardening. Thank you very much, Mr. Price. Thank you so much. You know something? I'm glad that you mentioned that because I got ready to go online today, and I said, well, I'm gonna get about 15 people in the room, if that. But I said, still put the show on because it's a good show. It's got great potential, and it keeps me going. And also, somebody wrote me one of the greatest comments in the comment section. Period. It was a lady, and she has, I think it was 2 or 3 children. And she said, thanks to your show, you help feed us. Do you know how deep that is? You help feed us. And all I did was, to me, was get on the line and give out information. Um, I tried not to give information where I'm trying to sell anything, that I'm trying to make a quick buck, or give information where I don't know what I'm talking about. And because I just left off of a channel where a lady was telling people that, well, no, I won't do that. I won't do that to her. But she had the facts not correct. And so I just simply chimed in and said, hey, that's not correct. I said, I'm not telling you how to do your show. You do a good show, but that's not correct. And she agreed that she would have to look into it, and she appreciated me stopping by and giving that information. And I said, wow, I said, that's very mature of her to, to know that, we don't all have all the answers, but it's scary when people put information out there and they don't know, and they're telling other people. And see, I know how it feels, because some people grow in garden for a hobby. Some people grow in garden because they love to just see things grow. But you got people out there, and you know who you are, and you grow in this garden for food, and it means something to get it right. It means something to get it right. And they got people out there all day on these channels, playing with people, showing them how to grow stuff in what's that called? Where they grow it in water. I can't think of it right now. And they grow in little tiny plants. They're playing with stuff. Look at that. I could take this and I can grow this. Well, can you make food out of it? Can you make food out of it? That's what I want to know. Forget how it grows in aquaponics and all that. I don't care about that. Can you grow food? Did you get the info about the bags of perlite, of vermiculite? Okay, now I'm not familiar with this here. Did I get the information? You got information about the 4 cubic feet bag of perlite or vermiculite. I'm not familiar with this conversation. I'm being honest. I'm not familiar. I mean, are you trying to find out where it's sold at, or what is it? What information do you need? So let's see. Listen at this, folks. Majority of my apple trees had the audacity this year to bloom. Last year, it was like 1 or 2 trees bloomed. And why did that happen? Because they're all young trees. They want to show off a little bit. So I said, okay, why aren't these trees blooming? And they're blooming now, folks. So I'm going to get on my game tomorrow. I'm not waiting on the bees. I could have did it today when I was out there, but I was doing something else. I had a very important job I was doing. But I'm going to pollinate these daggone apple trees on my own, because I got the little artist brushes, and I'm going to go from one flower to the other, to the other, to the other. And I'm going to mix these trees around. And so if the bees miss them, like they did for the last 10 years, like they do sometimes, bees, they're having their own problems. Anytime humans get involved with bees or any other animal, look out. Yeah, so I'm thinking about, hello, how you doing there, backyard gardener? Now you put a symbol up here of somebody crying. I think you're referring to the bees. Am I correct? Wouldn't it be a shame they take this show off the air? It's just a good show. I like this show. I sometimes watch my own show. Don't tell nobody that. I sometimes watch my own show. I'll look for things like, okay, Napoleon, I was laughing how close you got. I didn't mean to break your computer screen. Oh my goodness. There's stuff like that makes me laugh. Damn, I haven't had a laugh all day. I got off work. They try to hold me there because most people won't show up for work. They will not show up for work. I mean, this is the day and age we're living in. I went into an auto parts store to get parts for my my mobile, that helps me go get my garden supplies. See how I worked that right into the conversation? And when we got 1.25 inches of rain yesterday, and rain barrels are operating again. Thank God for that, Mr. Price. You show them how it's done. Yeah, you got to have them rain barrels working by now, folks. Mine is shut down for right now. And I went out today. I could have got parts. Went right by the store and never got the parts. Never got the parts for the rain barrel. Isn't that a shame? Oh. Okay, hey everyone. He says, hey everyone, or hey everyone's. As they say in my neck of the woods. Let's see what we got here. Look at it. These people are showing up in this room like I have some kind of big time show. It's not a big time show. It's not a big time show. It's just good information. Make you wanna. My show tastes like. You remember those squirrel nuts that you used to eat when you was a kid? Yeah, that's what my show tastes like. Let's see. Let's see. Straw is cheaper. I tell you something. I like what you said there, Miss Miller, but I'm gonna go one better. Now, if you talk about using it as mulch, oh, I should have got all the facts first. I see. Let's see. Send this morning started. Well, here's what I use. If I just in case somebody wanted to know, uh, uh, using mulch is a key to growing your plants the correct way. Put the mulch around the plants this year, folks. Try it if you never did it before. Put it around your plants. Keep the weeds back off of them. And when you put the mulch around it's going to keep the ground cool. And then it was a joke. Okay, yeah, there you go. Have fun on there. Have fun. And if you put MD supplies have repeat culture perlite on sale. Oh, okay. Thank you for that. Perlite on sale. I don't know what it costs, but it's on sale, folks. It's on sale. I have three. I don't know how many bags I got now. Probably about 3 bags, 3 big bags of it. I try to keep it on hand. I go in any store, like I said before. If I find a busted bag, it goes with me. I don't care what time of year it is. I was buying my supplies when there was ice on the ground. I was walking and sliding around in ice, loading up over 900 pounds of it at that time. 900 pounds of it. That's what I bought. And I went back and forth to the store like that with a tiny little Jeep called the Jeep Liberty. I load up the back, drive home nice and easy because I don't want to tear my transmission up with all that weight in it. And I got it home, dumped it, and I looked at myself and said, you better go back and get some more. Because when the weather change, they're going to bring another pallet in here of this, and that's going to be pretty much it. And I said, you better go get it. So I went back up there and got some more bags, loaded up the Jeep again. And when I did that, excuse me, folks, I apologize. When I did that, I was headed back home. Yeah, and I unloaded. Because I remember I kept doing like it's sliding in ice and saying, please don't break your neck. Please don't break your neck. You got to go to work tonight. Yeah, so I have all my supplies. I checked prices and then checked them again. And that's what I did. I made certain that I did what I had to do. Okay, all right, then here we got $14 a bag. That's a real good price. Around $25 a medium. Now, let me tell you what Home Depot is selling for. They're selling for $20 a bag. The big bag. I don't know how, I didn't check the size of it, but it's a good size bag. But that's kind of pricey. So when the bag is busted, I go get a manager. And I come back. And I said, sir, those 2 bags right there. First of all, how you doing today, sir? How you doing? I do a gardening show. It's called a morning gardening show. And I'm just buying some supplies this evening. So I was wondering, could you make me a price on these 2 busted bags? The ones that are busted. I mentioned the ones over there with the holes in them. The ones that don't have all of it still in them that was once in there. The ones right there with the tape on the bag. Yeah, those. See the two right there with the holes in them? And he said, got it, got it, got it. You want it marked down, huh? All right, I'll tell you what, take $10 a bag. And I said, okay, thank you. And the bag is almost full. It's just busted. It's got tape on it. I get it in the car, put it in a black plastic bag so I don't spill this material in my car. And I just got a whole $20 bag for $10. And on top of that, I still spent the same $20 what I normally spent. Only difference is I have two bags, two big bags. And if they have three bags there, I've taken as many as three bags sometimes because you can always use them. It opens up air. It allows the soil to allow oxygen into the soil. And a lot of us here in Maryland, especially in Maryland, we got clay soil. That's what we got, clay. And that's how that works. So, I mean, I'm excited for one thing I'm really excited about right now in my garden right now is what's the focus on my mind right now is that my apple trees, every last one of them. I got the one over at the front, the far, all the way to the far back of my property. That is a Honeycrisp apple tree. And this tree never did nothing. It would just sit there every year. I mean, for 4 years, it just sat there, grew, leafed up, went back for the winter. Grew, leafed up, went back for the winter. Never did anything really. So I said, okay, this is ridiculous. I said, this tree is healthy. Why is it doing this? Well, it was young. It was young. And that being said, everything this year that is an apple tree on my property, well, excuse me, majority of them have bloomed. I got three apple trees that didn't bloom. People ask me questions. They said, why do you have so many apple trees? I said, because I'm going to use the fruit. That's why. Because I know this is going to get crazy before this dance is over with. It's going to get crazy. I look around. I'm still looking around for companies that sell trees online. I'm looking around for companies. Now, they had a sale on trees at it's called the Stock Brothers. But I don't want any more apple trees. I got apple trees. They had they had some trees that were like, I think it was like $26 each. Bare root. I only buy bare root trees if I get them. And so the trees that are sitting at these shops now, that are like Lowe's and Home Depot, I see none of the trees yet up at Walmart. None of the trees. I noticed that none of the trees are there, and they didn't bring in the 50-cent seeds this year at Walmart where I go at. Maybe some of you have seen the 50-cent seeds, vegetable seeds. I didn't see them this year. But what I'm looking for is two things. One, prices online for some of the trees to start going down, or the trees after all this. Everybody gonna run crazy when the weather breaks. They're gonna be running there to buy seeds and everything and all that, and fruit trees. But they're gonna be fruit trees left over. They're gonna be fruit trees in containers, and what you look for is trees that look half dead. They got green in them, but they're half dead. You know why they're half dead? No one's watered them or fed them for months, and they're just sitting there, dying. I take those home. I take the whole root ball, water the whole thing down. I bought blackberries like that, and I still got them 10 years later. I still got those. The guy sold them to me. He tried to be mean about the whole thing. He did try to be mean about it because the thing was sitting there getting ready to go in the trash, to be honest about it. So when I asked the guy about the plant, this was at Home Depot years ago, and I said, "Excuse me, sir, this plant here, because the lady tried to ring it up, it wasn't even in the system anymore because it was a dead plant off their system, And so I said, he said, he looked at me and said, "Oh, you're gonna pay something for this. You're gonna pay something." I could give it to you, but I'm not gonna do that. You're gonna pay something. Um, and he said, $1.75. I said, okay. I got angry because I said, okay, I'm gonna take that $1.75 and turn this plant into a champion. And that's what I'm gonna do with this plant. I wish I could show it to you one day, but I'm gonna, on top of that, I'm gonna get my money back for what I paid for this plant. And what I did with the plant is I put the plant in the ground. I put a whole bunch of cow manure in there with it. I poured in some compost tea that I had made up and put the plant in the ground, poured that compost tea around there, had that manure in there and with that plant. A few weeks after it started to, the biology started breaking that material down. That plant shot up like this, and it just like a phoenix out of the sea, powerful, strong. And it came up and it just grabbed there. I said, look at this thing. I said, I don't know what has gotten into this thing, but it wants to live. I took cuttings off of those plants, gave them to some of my neighbors. That helped 3 other people eat berries that couldn't afford them. And then I took all of my fun and enjoyment and ate berries for years. So I enjoyed that. And that's how you do it. That's why you do. Thank you, Miss Miller. Thank you. And so that's what I did. I made sure I got and now those are out there right now. That same uh, plant, children are out there, and they produce berries. Only thing happened is I got better at growing them. Now I see what we got here. Sue, urine is a good for a nitrogen source in your garden, but you must dilute it. Absolutely, absolutely. And urine is some good stuff. But the problem with urine is this: use urine if you want to get plants to size up. If you want to size up, grow more leaves, and you want to grow more branches and that sort of thing, yeah, great for that. But if you have plants like peppers, and what's the other one? Peppers, uh, uh, tomatoes, things of that nature. Once that plant starts showing symptoms or signs actually, of producing blossoms, cut out the nitrogen, cut it out. Phosphorus and potassium is what you want to be giving it. You want it to produce blossoms and you want it to grow roots. You don't need because if you signal the plant to keep growing leaves and branches, then what's going to happen is that's what you're going to get. You're not getting any fruit. You're going to get very little fruit. If anything, if you take any plant, I don't care what plant it is, even if it's a cherry tree, if it's a, um, uh, uh, if you got blackberries, if you give it enough nitrogen, it'll signal that tree not to produce fruit. This is a weird drink, but I like it. I'm starting to like it. It's lemon and what is that? Lemon and brown sugar. It's a drink I made. Now I got 19 people watching right now. Even if they click off right now, this is the highest number of people I've had in this room since I started. God bless America. We all family. There's 19 people in this room watching me right now. And we're back to 18. But I did it. Broke a record. Not a 45, not an album, but I broke one of my records. All right, let's see. I went online to find out how they get urine from commercial fertilizers and could not find out. My husband said they bag horse. Wow, that's you're getting deep there with no like comments. I don't know what that means with no like comments. And they got a lot of smiley faces are popping up. I don't know what to make of this, folks. They're giving me smiley faces. I don't know what to make. But I will say this is that urine is great stuff. Don't make it complex. Please don't. It's simple, straight to the point stuff. You 1 part to 10 parts water. That's it. 1 part to 10 parts water, and it makes plants grow. Um, and you can use it for a short period of time. At certain times of year, you want to use it. When you got a plant, you say, I want to get some size on it. I want to get some leaf growth. Then that's what you want to use. And then after a period of time, you pull back off of that and you start with the phosphorus and potassium so that you can produce more blooms and also roots. 2 million, they collect the horses' manure when they have their urine mixed in with it. I go along with that, Mr. Price. I have no argument with that at all. That's what they do. They collect it, and they collect the same. I mean, you should see what they do with cows. They got they got the fancy farms that a big blade goes across the floor and pushes it into an area where it goes down into a tube and goes out into like a. Some people got look like a lake full of urine. I mean, feces. And then you got other companies like Black Cow. They take the urine and mix it with wood chips so it can have some consistency, Um, and it's not completely broken down when you get it. It's about 90% broken down. So it's really not ready to use. I mean, I'm gonna just be real with it, okay? It's not completely ready to be used, and so it's going to rob some nitrogen too from your soil because it's not completely broken down. Why do you think I buy my cow manure and I'll leave it sitting outside a whole year before I use it for that purpose? And when I come back to get it, it's broken completely all the way down. The bag is full of worms. How worms get in the bag? I do not care. They get in there though. They get in every bag. They get in every bag because it's got them little pinholes in the bag, and the worms get in there. Because when I go to pop a bag open, there are worms all through the bag. And when you look at the consistency of the material, it does not look like a black cow that you just bought from the store that they just brought in there a week ago. Because that looks like wood chips. My bag looks like just cow manure, broken completely down because the worms do it. The worms do it. My flower pots, I set them on the ground so that worms come up all through my pots. That's what I do. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm just saying over 21 years of making every mistake in the book, I've done it. I've had plants die that were expensive. I spent lots of money. I spent thousands of dollars on gardening, and it just didn't work out a lot of times. And I still kept at it. And it was one year I was ready to quit. And I said, I don't know what's going on. I said, the stuff won't grow. I don't know what's going on. It was growing at first and it stopped. And then it was a lady, because women are beautiful and they're brilliant. She said, don't give up your garden. I said, well, why not? She said, because that garden is you. It's something about that garden is you. And I said, she's got a point there. So I said, I'll try. And I started researching everything I could get my hands on and realized that gardening had a lot of misinformation out there. I saw that. And it was a lot of people saying one thing and the other was saying the other thing. And I was saying, so they were saying the different things. And I was listening at it going, why is gardening so confusing where the professionals are saying one thing? He'll say, well, you do it this way. It has to be done this way. Then another professional will get online and says, well, it can be done this way and it can be done many other ways. And you want to make sure that you, and so when I look at that, I said, wait a minute. If this information is out there confusing me, then the same screwed up information is out there confusing everyone from professional farmers all the way down to gardeners. They're confusing them too. And so when I saw that, I said, got it. I know what this is now. You got to approach this from the perspective of understand. You got to keep a big, broad mind. And you got to look at soil. Okay, got it. Soil is alive. Got it. I know how that doesn't set right with me because I'm just learning this because we weren't taught that in school. We weren't taught that as children. but soil is alive. It is a living life force. Therefore, you must make absolutely certain that you respect it and that the biology in the soil needs you to a certain degree to care for it. And if you care for it and bring the biology up in the soil, your plants will not go hungry. And so I see people with silver bags. I don't have it right now. I mean, they bringing in bags of powder for $40 and $50. They say this here is a bacteria, and this here is a bacteria. And I say to myself, just broke another record. 20 people on here. You can't hide it now, folks. Yay! 20 people online. What is going on here? I don't understand this, but I'm not complaining. But the biology, you have to make certain that the biology in the soil is healthy. That is your job. To hell with the plant a lot of times, excuse my language, folks. To hell with the plant a lot of times, because sometimes we get focused in on just the plant. Forget the plant. Take care of the soil I've been missing with the rake around like 30. Oh, okay. And so 21 people in here. Wait a minute. Somebody's messing with the mood control. All right. I thought that it was 21 people in here. It was 21 people in here, a record brought. But when I see, anyway, let's get back to what I was saying. I don't want to get sidetracked here, but I appreciate everyone that chimed in today, and also for the 15 count them, folks, 15 thumbs up. Thank you very much. But what's happening in my world is this. I got tired of being misinformed. So I simply paid close, strict attention to my plants. Oh, it got deep, folks, got religious almost. And I said, okay, what do you need? Why or how does this plant get what it needs? The first thing I want to know was, how does it get what it needs, and what is the plant's needs? And I found it was basically 4 things it needed. And then I said, okay, all right, so I have to create an environment that will give this plant these 4 things. Got it. Now, the biology in my soil will only stay in the soil if I feed the soil, if I give the soil something to eat, a regular diet, so that it will stay fed in this particular location. Got it. Okay, now, what kind of food can I get that's low cost, that I can keep, that I know that I have access to, that I know that it is endless supply of, in a sense? And I came up with weeds and grass. And when I did that, I said, got it. So when I go online and I see people still plant, I call them those bald head gardens. I know, folks, I know some of us are still doing that. You know, do the best you can. But they till the garden and they put the plant in, and they got no covering on that ground. And when I see that, I go, that's how I was taught to garden. I was taught that way, and I found years later it did not work. Because when the sun comes up and it gets hot, and even though you have plants out there that says this plant loves 8 hours sun, but it don't like 8 hours of scorching sun, that's the difference. So when I saw that, I said, okay, what can I do to keep the soil cool that it's in? Mulch it. I said, got it. What can I do to make certain that the plant gets a slow feed all the time? Mulch it. I'm going somewhere with this. What is it that will keep the soil moist after a rain or after you water it? Keep it moist for days on end. Mulching. So when I saw that, I said, wait a minute, mulching can't be this powerful. And it was. I did a lot of research and just started looking at everything. Mulching will decay into the ground. The biology stay around to eat it. And it also, they excrete their waste, and their waste is the food for your plant. Cover crops. Same thing. I appreciate you there. Appreciate you there. And so if you use these materials. Your biology in your soil is what will benefit from it. Do not try to till soil, leave the soil hot in the summer, wonder why your tomatoes done slowed down, wonder why your peppers have done slowed down, because you know why? It's hot. The biology stop eating. They're just like you are. You are not going to sit out in a field with a chair and a table and eat a whole meal in 102 degrees temperature. You're not going to do it. Therefore, plants are the same as you are. The biology is the same as you are. They're not going to sit around and be scoffing down food and it's hot as hell. But if you leave the plant in an environment with 15 inches, if you're just that small, 15 inches around it, 2 inches deep, move it back from the stem of your plant about 2 inches, 3 inches, and let that grass clippings and that the weeds sit there. They're gonna keep the weeds off. They're gonna keep it moist. They're gonna keep it temperature controlled. And folks, you're gonna say to yourself, that guy knew what he was talking about, but I didn't think he did because the other guys had the better looking backgrounds and the better looking channels. So maybe he don't know what he's talking about. But I've been doing this. I've been doing this little dance for a while, and I only look for high quality fruit to grow on my trees. I don't look at for how many pieces of fruit grow on my trees. I want quality. When I grow squash, I look at the color, the smell, the texture, the taste. When I look at it, it's did it reach its genetic potential? That's what I look for. There's only one way to do that, is to pay close attention to what you're growing. I mean, I want you to get right up on your plant like this and know what you're talking about. Know what you're doing. And that's what you want to do. You do not want to get out there and say, oh, I'm going to water this. Oh, I'm going to work. I got 16 hours to put in. I got 8 hours to put in. Oh, I'll get to it tomorrow, Sunday, or whenever I get a chance to check my garden. So you're looking for trouble when you do that. You're looking for trouble. Checks Craigslist for straw. Get mine a day after Thanksgiving when people are someone's throwing. Yeah, you can get it on Craigslist. I thought about getting on Craigslist. I said, how am I get this stuff here though? I said, how am I get it here? If I had a pickup truck and throw it all in the back of a pickup truck, it would work fine. But this year, I look at all the pretty grass I got growing in my yard. Guess what, folks? That's where I'm gonna get my mulch from my grass. Instead of cutting it and allow it to lay in the freshly cut grass, I'm going to take the grass and I'm going to use it as a mulch. And it's free and it's full of nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, and many other trace minerals. Shh, don't tell nobody now. That's our secret. Don't tell nobody that. That's our secret. I see people bag up their weeds and grass and they throw them away. Thank you, Miss Miller. Thank you very much. And then you got it said laugh out loud. All right, thank you. I said, do you use a grass as soon as you cut? Yeah, I use it as soon as I cut it. They got people out there on other sites telling you must take the grass and dry it. Yeah, if you feel like drying, if you got time to dry it, dry it. But I use mine, I put it around that shoot. What do you think? It's going to get wet anyway when it rains. Why am I waiting for what? What's it going to do? I don't have it near the stem of my plant. I lay it on there. The sun dries it out. And then all it does is sit there and bake in the sun. Then what comes up under it and starts eating at it is the biology at night, during the evening, or during the early morning. They fill up. They excrete their waste material all around your roots of your plants. All that sticky, gooey richness for your plants. And your plants drink that stuff in and get strong. That's what they do. They get strong. And that's how that works. I gotta tell you, this lemon is good. I gotta get me some more. That's where I'm at with this, folks. I gotta get some more. I like this. It really makes your stomach feel good for some reason. Buddy of mine grows grass inside. That's the inside and all just his inside grow. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see inside. Oh, I got to mention this one thing, folks. I got to make this very clear. Do not use grass from neighbors that you don't know if they used weed killers or weed and feed and that sort of thing. Don't use that grass. Do not use that grass. Use your grass that you have not done anything to other than water it. Do not put those other things in your because you're looking for trouble. Another thing is this, because you got to know what the do's and don'ts. You got to be careful with getting hay because some farmers spray the fields to get rid of weeds so they can just get the hay. And you got to be careful about that too. So long as you get it from a good source, you got something to work with. I just dropped and chopped water. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's how you do it. Because I take my weed trimmer out there, and in the far back of my yard, when they got the vines and everything is going crazy back there, I go back there because you can't take no weed trimmer back there that's a punk like the ones I used to get. You can't take them. Them $100 ones, you can't take them back there. They will laugh. My weeds be laughing like, look at that right there, trying to come back here and mess with us. And every time you try to cut something, if you don't take hours to cut it, it's going to be tangling that thing up and holding it and wrapping it and locking it down. I've done it with those. I've done it. And I've done it with those type weed trimmers. And because remember, I used to just get those. I was new to the game. I would get those low cost ones and say, oh, this will work because the weed trimmer's got a motor in it, gasoline, it'll do it. And I would try everything from getting bigger line for it, getting lines that had edges on it, those little squared ones. And I'm gonna tell you something, didn't work. Now the one I got now, I don't know what I paid for that, probably close to $300, somewhere around there. And I put the line on there, size 80. I think it is, got little corners on it and everything. And it just goes, it just goes through everything, just right through everything. And I leave everything on the ground, weeds, grass, and everything. And it does nothing but fertilize my fruit trees. That's what it does. It fertilizes my fruit trees. It fertilizes my fruit trees, and that's what I want. Let me hold you tight, if only for the night. Yeah, that's what I do. So on that note, folks, I'm gonna get on out of here and leave you good people to enjoy the rest of your evening, because I haven't talked you guys' ears off. Y'all like, well, I'll be glad when he go off. I'm switching other channels, but he's still on. God darn it. I'm trying to get rid of this guy. Let's say hi, honey. All right, hello. And she's talking to the other gentleman there with the Mr. Black. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Let's get it on. I think what I'm gonna do. I said that. No, I'm just thinking about songs right now. Just thinking about songs. She don't know me. She says she don't know me. Okay. All right. I hear you. I got these speakers here. I love them. I just bought them. Like 5,000 watts together. Yeah, they're pretty nice. And I like listening to records because it's like the first time I've heard them. When I do that, don't forget to disconnect your. Thank you very much, Miss Miller. God darn it, ladies and gentlemen. You've been listening to this broadcast. Yeah, so always know that if I ever leave out of this room again like that, it happens. It was all messed up, but it happens. I'm human, so for that I apologize. But my week's been crazy. I just keep putting everything, heart and sweat and tears into the garden. Do you? I say, do you grow indoors? Yeah, yeah. I grow. I start everything indoors. I don't play around because I'm gonna tell you why. If you don't start it indoors, and you wait to get outside. If your warm months is something like Maryland, we got like something like 3 months of warm weather. That's it. And so if you don't get the stuff in, you lose out because every year when I first started gardening, I would grow these beautiful plants. They would be doing well. And I go, oh, tomatoes start coming on. Oh man, look, tomatoes. I've got, man, look at them. And then it goes right into fall. And I said, what is going on here? So you spent all year, you got 3 tomato plants out here, and all you got was 3 tomatoes? Three tomatoes. How many peppers did you get? About a handful. What was it, about a handful? That's all you got all year. So I had to go and learn that stuff. I had to learn that if you're living in a short season type of area, you have to start that stuff indoors. Right now, I have over 30 or 40 tomato plants. I would really guess it's been around 40 tomato. I'm not using all of them, but the best way of doing it, I just broke another record. There are 21 people in this room right now watching. Right now, take a picture of it. Click. Yep, 21 people in here. And so when you have that many um, plants, you want to make sure that you have them because a lot of stuff can happen when you put them out in the yard. Cat could dig them up. See, I know I'm on watch for cats digging up because they always start digging up my plant. Look at that. I got 22 people in this room. What is going on here? Somebody must have put the word out or something that this channel is on, but I appreciate it. You're such good people. Thank you very much, family. Thank you. Uh, so that's where we are right now. So you want to make certain that you got everything covered. What do we got here? Let's see. This is show. All honest. Let's get it on. I mean, I'm just saying, it's just a wonderful thing. It's just a wonderful thing, folks. Don't hear anything funny. All honest. Thank you very much, Miss Miller. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, American. Thank you. Oh, I have squirrels doing in my. Yep. Squirrels will get you too. Birds will get you too. I don't know why some bird took it upon himself to take a 40-pound bag of manure and I don't know where I was, somewhere in the yard. I wasn't gone that long. He cut a daggone hole in the bag, about that big around. A hole. I said, why would a bird put a hole in a bag? He wanted to see what was in the bag. When he landed on that bag, he said, this is warm. And he pecked a hole in it. While I was up at the front cutting, I was up at the front cutting the grass. I came back and it was a hole in the bag. And I should have went right to the security cameras so I could have really confirmed what the hell happened to that bag. Squirrels. Okay, squirrel. Yeah. But they have feeds. You gotta remember, they have feeds that's for squirrels. They for squirrels, and it's corn in there. So when I grow my corn, I already know we got raccoons in the area. So we got raccoons, we got possums, we got rats. Yes, we do. We have rats. Not that many like they once were because we have a neighbor that feeds the cats and it keeps the cats in the area. But what I really do hate, and because I like cats, right? What I really do hate is he puts the food up on his porch. So the cats stay up there all night. Other animals know this. So they come up in there and they'll snatch a full grown cat off and run off in the woods with him. And it's sad to hear the cat out there screaming while it's being torn apart. Um, and it'll be a fox that'll do it. We've seen big birds at night grab a cat and fly off. And I knew that had to be some big daggone owl or something. And the animal would scream while it's being ripped apart. I don't want to think about that right now. I like cats. Cats are cool. Cats are cool. Now they got some cats that will get on your last nerve now. They will get on your last nerve. Some cats will do that. They're like people. Some people are good as gold. Um, we got this one lady at work. She's the sweetest person you ever want to meet on earth. She's sweet. But but then you got people that you got to go, wait a minute, because people will make you go, wow. I have been using wildlife netting. Okay, are you talking about like bird netting? You said wildlife netting. I guess you can call it wildlife netting. Uncover the. I had some bad luck with the bird netting when I put it over my plants to save my blackberries. I saw that birds would get trapped in the netting and they would die, and so I just want to stop using. Yes, bird netting. Yeah, bird netting. Yep, it's a wildlife on the package. Yeah, it does, because some of them feel like, I don't know, how do you spell bird? Oh, what the hell, wildlife. Click, 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 click. And so that's what I do. Is I'm having a fun time here. I should have been gone, because people are like, oh God, I want to get off the air. But here's the deal. I was fighting birds that were either in the net, I was trying to free them, or it was a situation where I was trying to get some of my berries before I went to work, and I'm over there trying to pick it. He's flying down, and he's trying to. I said, "What is this bird doing? These are my berries. These are mine. I'm sharing them with you." Whoa, I'm sharing it with you. And he's like, he don't want you to eat none of the berries. He want them all. And I said, "Isn't that something?" He didn't help me with none of the planting. Didn't help with none of the watering. But he trying to take all the berries. I said, we're not going to do that. It's bad enough to eat all my blueberries. Like I have no say over that. I don't get none of my blueberries. Each year, I look at them and say, oh, they just turned purple, blue, dark blue. I can't wait. And I come back from work, all of them gone. And I've been told by people, say, why don't you get some netting and put over there? I said, let them have it. I said, let them have it. If they want to be that unfair about it, let them have it. So anyway, we have cherry trees that are coming on. I say we. When I say we, I mean me and my garden. Cherry trees look good on one tree. So that's how that is. But wait a minute, I just checked something out there, and I noticed that my plum trees don't have any blossoms this year. My Stanleys, it's other two plum trees are doing fine. I wish I had some more trees. I think because see, I lost one. I don't know. I got about 26 trees. That's enough for right now. But the prices of trees, folks, the prices of trees are ridiculous. Somebody got to break that. Somebody got to break that. Somebody got to break that. Somebody need to get out there and start say, okay, the stores want to sell them for $50 a kit. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. We're gonna bring that price down. We're gonna start get somebody that's really good with grafted trees together. Start making those dwarfs and semi-dwarfs, grow them up, sell them off, mark them up a bit, but you're not spending really any money. You mark them up, get about $30, $35 a unit, instead of $55 when you go into these box stores. Box stores are only doing that because, see, they're like we are. They know that people are trying to grow stuff to eat now. They done picked up on that years back. But at first they were trying to wait and see what the market would stand. And they started inching the price up, inching the price up, inching it up. And so now they see it'll stand $54 for one plant. Let's do this. And everything came out this year. Noticed that a lot of it was around $54. And if you get real teeny little, and I'm gonna tell you what the secret is, folks. I want you to pay attention to this because this is very important. The value is actually in buying the smaller trees. See, smaller trees are more adaptable. If you buy a cherry tree that's 3 feet tall, skinny like a pencil, and let's say it costs you $26, I'll buy that one before I buy that $50 one that's big around as my thumb or bigger and 5 feet tall. Reason why? Because that little one is more adaptable. And all you need to do is put it into the right environment and it'll catch up to that other one in no time. I know what I'm talking about, folks. The biggest and the strongest tree that I have on my property was brought. The majority of the biggest and strongest trees I've brought onto my property were bought onto my property with skinny as a ink pen. And they're the biggest trees on the property. They're bigger than the ones that I bought from Stark Brothers, which in fact have big uh, root system and fat when they brought them in. And don't get me wrong, companies like Stark Brothers do have some healthy trees now. And they back them suckers with a warranty, but they want you to follow them instructions with that warranty because they got to protect themselves. Because people can't be calling and say, "Oh, yeah, my tree died. Oh, you want me to send it back to you?" Okay, and then they don't call back. Yeah, but so you want to make certain that you sell a quality product. But the smaller ones are the better trees. If they had somebody around here like this company used to do, and they ruined it for everybody. It was called Summer Stone Nursery. Sold you a little skinny little tree for $10. And the problem that they had, the only problem that they had, I'm gonna tell you what the problem they had was this. One, after you send them money, it takes them 3 weeks for you to get a tree. That's not good. So up the tree a little bit in cost so you can pay for the shipping. Two, they were sending the wrong trees. So whoever was responsible for putting those trees in certain areas, make sure that they know what they're doing. Don't have them sending a person a cherry tree that's a Bing when they ask for a tortellini. If I ask for a tortellini, that's what I want. I don't want to wait 3 years and have it not produced and say, what? And have somebody look at it and say, oh, that's not a blackberry tree. That's not a blackberry. That's a tortellini. And you go, what? But I ordered, and they got it mixed up. I bought numbers of apple trees from them, and they sold me apple trees that were not apple trees. I mean, they were apple trees in the sense that it was some type of apple, but they really were crab apples. Every last one of them was crab apples. Every last one of them was crab apples. I waited 3 years to find out that they were crab apples. And what I ordered was Granny Smith, Fuji, and Honey Crisp. I mean, Honey Crisp, yeah. And that's all I ordered from them. And each time they got it wrong, each time. And I kept replacing the order and replacing. So I looked and said, wait, what the hell is going on here? I said, I'm a patient man, and I understand. How are they getting this wrong? How? I've talked to managers. I had them on the phone. They would say, yep, we're going to send you the right trees. Then they would send me like 6 trees, and all of them were dead. I had to be waiting 3 weeks to get them in the mail. And when they got to the house, they were dead. They were completely dead. So what I did, I told them, I said, listen, next time you send me, oh, and then when they sent them to you, to replace them, they couldn't give them to you right away. You know what they would do? They would say, we're out of trees right now, but if you could wait next year, we'll make sure your order goes out first. All right, so now you wait another whole year to come back around in spring. Spring hit, what do you think happened? They send you some more dead trees. So this got around to where I said, oh, hell with this. I said, I can't do this no more. I took pictures of the trees, of the box, after I opened the box, and I showed the pictures of the trees. They were all completely dead. They were dried stems and no roots on them and all that kind of stuff. And when I did that, they call them what they call a general deals with, I can't think of it right now. He's the one that gets involved when a whole bunch of customers have been complaining and nothing was done. They call him the I can't think of it right now. I cannot think of it right now. But he got involved. He called me up. He said, "Listen, we see your video on YouTube. Can we use that in our court case?" I said, "Yeah, sure." He said, "I like what you said, and your video is straight to the point. We'd like to use it." Attorney General, thank you very much. God darn it, that's what I'm talking about. Two heads are better than one. Attorney General got involved and said, "I'm gonna need you to sign a statement stating that we got the okay from you to use this video." I said, "Okay." We never got around to the paperwork. They never sent it to me, whatever. But they still use the video in the court case. They used it. So what they did is they actually played it in court and heard the statements that I made in the video, and it helped close that company down. However, they simply reopened under a different name. Because I saw that same the way the page was set up and everything like that. All they did was change the name. That's all they did. They hid behind another name. And I believe they're still out there somewhere. But and then they got another one people were complaining about a lot called what is it, Tai Tai, or is it Tai Tai? Yeah, Tai Tai used to sell, if I want to make sure I'm correct on this because I don't want to give any misinformation, but I believe they used to sell to customers, single customers like ourselves, gardeners. But now they sell to like bulk items for like farmers and stuff. But Tai Tai used to make these crazy videos with these kids on there, and the kids were like, they'd be like really rude in the videos. They were just completely rude, and then I read all the complaints. It's like Tai Tai would completely ignore you when you would call and say, "Hey, your tree died, it wouldn't grow." They wouldn't pay any mind at all. Tai Tai would not pay any mind at all. They just wouldn't return the calls. They would, you ain't getting no money back. You're not getting no money back. That's how they looked at it. So people building up. And so when you call, I looked at the Better Business Bureau. Tai Tai has so many complaints against their company. I couldn't even believe it. I said, "How are they still in business?" The same thing went on with the company I was dealing with, which was Summerstone Nursery. For years, people complained. So that's how it was. All right, good people. On that note, this is the Morning Garden. I want to thank each and every one of you for helping me break a record today. Today is Monday, my first day back this week. And I'll be back again on Wednesday, which will be Wednesday at 6 p.m., if Lord willing. And it is, I went up to 20 people today, and I want to thank you for being a part of that. Thank you. Family, I appreciate you. Good day, everyone. Hey, thank you very much. Hello. All right. That's, people stopping in. I appreciate you. Appreciate you all. So that's my due here for today, folks. I hate to go, but I want to get some water, get something to eat, and nourish myself like I nourish plants. Take care. This is the Morning Garden Show. Remember to keep on growing.